Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, and if you're watching this at approximately 7:30 p.m. New York City time, this is a live show, so anything you type within the video's comments, I can see and we can interact in real time. So, like most of my live shows, I'm out and I'm out and getting exercise and that sort of stuff, and while I'm exercising, I'm always thinking about technology, thinking about drones, tutorials, and a whole lot more. So today, to start the show off, see a lot of people tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. First of all, Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat, has a personal announcement. And he said that you may not know this, but Easter, there's some flowers. They're called Easter lilies, and those are very poisonous. So if you've got cats, be sure to not bring the flowers home because they can be very poisonous. And I was personally asked by Sean Coonery to share that update with everyone. He's unable to make it to the show today. He has some personal commitments that he had to take care of. So, but he did say he's working on some new videos for not just Monday, for Maine Coon Mondays, but also for a lot of other video things he's doing. So be interesting to see what Sean Coonery brings to us next here on IrixGuy's Adventure Channel. So with that being said, whoa, just hit my head on a tree. Those trees will sneak up on you, definitely. But yeah, so today is, let's see, what is today? March the 30th of 2018. So it's, this year is, this year is flying by, and there's a lot of technology and a lot of just overall adventure. So I hope y'all can hear me okay. I'm kind of in a, cellular dead zone with spotty service. So yeah, it's still holding out. Oh, the car's coming. So watch out. It's still holding out so far. So what y'all got today? This show obviously is, everything you want to talk about technology. Keep it appropriate for all age groups. That's the only thing that I ask. And yeah, I do see we got a ton of people tuning in. So I'm just doing this with the mobile YouTube streaming app, so I'm not in a studio. And works quite well. So far we haven't lost connection. Hopefully by holding the phone the way that I am, maybe I'm not blocking the little bit of signal I've got. So I think I'm using my vlogging setup today. So I've got the furry microphone up there, and I've got I don't have a monopod, but I've got a short handheld using. So hope it's coming through clear. I got more most recently, and that's the new Sony Alpha, the A7 III. And there's been a lot of people that have posted, and they've had a lot of great things to say about the A7 III. So, it's going to be cool to test it. Give this us and drones. We got all the cool drones. Something I wanted to share. A lot of people commented about DJI Tello, and I call it the DJI Tello because it feels and it looks like a DJI drone, but it's actually made by Rise Tech. So it's it's very It's got DJI's DNA, but it's made by a company called Rise Tech. But I'll still refer to it as DJI Tello. With that being said, you know, I posted a video earlier and told everyone that Tello is without a doubt the best drone for beginners. You know, if you're on a budget, or maybe you're not on a budget, but you're just not sure if you're going to enjoy the drone hobby, Tello is a great way to get in without significantly putting a dent in the bank. I mean, it's super affordable. You can find Tello and the various accessories. Just go to IrixGuy.com/Tello, Tello, and you can find it there. But so that's one of the coolest things, one of the many cool things that's come out in 2018 so far. N. Anderson says, have you ever had a drone fly away? You know, fortunately I haven't. And again, I've been flying, I've flown Phantom 1 through present, and it's been a good experience so far. And I haven't had a flyaway. But you know, with that said, always use the most current firmware. So, you know, by using the most current firmware, I've had a better sense of security knowing that, you know, I'm probably not gonna encounter a flyaway. So with that being said, you know, I know people that reportedly have rather, and you got to keep in mind though that a lot of those flyaway. Okay, there we go. I had a connectivity problem. Yeah, so I've never had a flyaway, but I mean, it can happen, you know, if you're not diligent about updating your firmware. And you know, something a lot of people don't realize with drones is that if you have metallic objects nearby or magnetic fields when you're calibrating, those can mess with the drone's compass. Howdy from Texas. Fruit, welcome aboard. How are you? Let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, always be aware of where you're calibrating. You know, ideally away from metallic objects, away from electronic fields. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you should take into account when you're calibrating your drone. How's it going? Just had the police drive by, make sure everything's okay. I'm talking to my phone. My furry microphone probably looks pretty goofy. But yeah, so I mean, be aware of everything that, you know, could potentially interfere with the compass. Because if it can, it will. And you know, anytime you've got magnetic interference or anything like that, it can throw it off. So be aware of that. Welcome aboard, Fruple. I think I just said that actually. So yeah, 2018, great year for all sorts of technology. And I don't think we've really seen anything yet. I think the biggest things are yet to come, and I think Mavic Pro 2 is probably among the most anticipated drone in 2018. Well, so far I've burned 55 calories, not too much, but still enough to make progress and eat whatever I want to eat. And God, we got a ton of people tuning in here. You know, that's really cool considering it's a Friday evening. Oh, any predictions for the A6700? It's good you say that because there's strong rumors, and keep in mind, NAB, National Association of Broadcasters, I think that's what it stands for. It's basically a big trade show for camera people, you know, broadcast people and that sort of thing. And there's a strong rumor that, well, one rumor is that the Sony A7S III, you know, the Sony A7 III model that's primarily for video. There's a strong rumor that it's going to come out, but there's also a strong rumor. Hold on. Hey, I've got a, I won't get him on camera. I'm doing a YouTube vlog while I hike. So I do, we talk about technology, we talk about drones. I've got 6 people live right now. And I'm burning calories, talking on YouTube. Yeah, thanks. Yep, so there I had the police checking out, making sure everything's good. Just like, what are you doing? And y'all heard me. You know, I explained it. I said, you know, I'm talking about technology and this, that, and the other. But back to the A6700. So NAB in April, you know, strong rumors that what am I trying to say? That the A6700 is probably going to release. Now that's the APS-C camera. Let's see. What do we say here? I have no idea what the sales stats are for drones in the US and elsewhere, but I'm pretty sure DJI won't move, let's see, on releasing an updated bird until they are pushed to. I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and I would stop you also. Yep. Yeah, it's funny, man. You put this furry mic on your smartphone, you walk around, people wonder what in the world's going on. So yeah, so the back to the A6700 question. That's the APS-C Sony Alpha camera, and you know, it looks like it'd be pretty cool. It looks, from the rumors I've heard, it looks like a new button configuration on the top. And yeah, you're paid to be suspicious. Very cool. What I'm most curious about is, will the A6700 will still use the MP-FW50 battery, which is the battery that the A7R2 and the A7S2 and the A6500, A6000, etc. They use that battery. Or is it going to use the newer battery? I don't know. Since my lenses are FE, the full frame lenses, you know, that being the case, I don't think the A6700 is going to be that big of a deal for me, because if you put a full frame lens on it, you know, it's going to be a different what would you call it, focal length. So I don't think that A6700 will have 4K 60, but I would think that I think there's a big possibility that A7S3, I think A7S3 probably will have 4K 60, since it's the, you know, it's the model that's focused or centered around video more so than stills. It would make sense if it has it, that it would have it. Now, will it have it, or will they hold out for like an A9S and put 4K 60 on it? You know, I don't know. I don't think the A6700 is going to have 4K 60. It's probably going to have a better HDR performance, high dynamic range. It's going to have that new button configuration, and the battery, again, I think if they get away from the NP-FW50, that the battery would be a huge upgrade. You know, if you get better battery life. And then also the thermals. I don't know if you dealt with the, I'm trying to remember if I had the A6000, or I don't know if I had the A6200, A6500, but the one that I was using, it had overheating issues. So it'd be interesting to see with the A6700 if it has better temperature tolerance. And that is something with the larger cameras. The A7 III and the A7R3, those are supposed to handle the temperature a lot better. And that was a gripe with my A7R2 until they released firmware update to address it. A7R2 would frequently overheat, especially during warm weather when I was filming an extended duration 4K 30 video clip. You know, it didn't happen all the time. Sorry. Even after the firmware update, there were times that it would, what am I trying to say? That it would overheat. So A6700, possibility at NAB. You know, it would make sense that they would yeah, it would make sense that they would release that in conjunction with a full frame camera, you know, an APS-C and a full frame. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, is there a possibility that Sony may release A6700 and hold off 3? You know, that's a good possibility as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm blowing up. I'm getting calls. So I've got to end this live show prematurely. My phone's been ringing, so let's continue this conversation later. This show, sorry for being shorter than normal, but we're gonna have another live show very soon, and you can find the previously recorded version of this live show on IrixGuy.com, because I'll post it there along with all my other previously recorded episodes. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/IrixGuy. Y'all have a good day.